Hello everyone. New poll results. Public against Harry and Meghan's visit. Everything has its reasons. Meghan is even more outrageous than you can imagine. It's natural that people are against it. Okay, I'll clear it all up in this video. Street polls provide terrible outcomes. Harry's decision to accompany Meghan Markle to such a hostile country is astonishing and tone-deaf due to her lies. Francia Marquez, the vice president, and the present president are detested in that country. Her motto was to live well. Since she hails from Colombia's poorest region, I promise you we'll all live well if you elect us. She now flies private helicopters home. She stopped driving. We're using the Air Force private jets for her small trips. Francia, people call her Air Miles. It's insane. They want to visit Colombia's most hazardous and off-limits places. This is like pouring salt in a wound. Since Harry says the UK is unsafe because of the government's wokeness and a king who supports it, that environment exists. They want to go to Colombia, which is horrible. What the street people say is amazing. Harry and Meghan might be in hot water if this is true. Guys, they're having problems with the vice president because they're reconsidering Meghan's invitation, which is incorrect. They weren't invited. Francia Marquez wouldn't know how to reach Harry and Meghan. Meghan wrote, but things have gone out of hand. I know Meghan Markle watches us YouTubers and what we say. Guys, listen to the Colombians. It's horrible. Absolutely terrible. We've seen Prince William and Princess Catherine tan and beautiful. Her success makes me joyful. She seemed to be overcoming cancer. That makes me pleased. But let's discuss. I'll explain, because what you're about to see is astounding. I'll add more, a video of the individual questioning Colombians in the streets. These are the queries. Recognize the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? No Prince Harry and Meghan? Did you know Colombia invited them and paid for their visit? Your thoughts about that visit? They are furious when they learn, since most don't. But let me know what you think after listening. Okay, what'll happen? Think the visit will happen? Seriously? Will they happen on Thursday? If you think the trip will happen, remark 1. And if not, comment 2. Medellin is not Cartagena, a country. It appears Colombians are paying for a worldwide event. Most don't know this happened. Most despise Francia Marquez, but I know Rachel and Harry, and Meghan and Harry, are reading our article, because this is complicated. People, this is puzzling. Daily Mail reports, Meghan Markle will visit Colombia on Thursday. Their stay will be in the presidential suite. Remember from those previous videos that we YouTubers called out that the Colombian government has rebuffed her demands and is having a dispute about renting the full presidential suite. That was refused. After we YouTubers shared it, the Daily Mail reported that Meghan Markle is arriving in Colombia this week and staying at a presidential suite and going to the most hazardous locations. She learned Spanish in high school and mastered it in Argentina while working at the embassy. We know they lie. They're lies. Are they doing what? Are they doing what? Listen to Meghan Markle now. Really wanted to study French again. It disappeared after 4 years of high school study. Where does she speak Spanish? Castellano is a distinct Spanish. She explains, this woman is stupid. Spanish Castellano. She studied French 4 years. She says she took French 8 years ago. How dumb must a person be to forget everything about a language after 4 or 8 years? At Northwestern University, you need to speak at least one other language fluently to graduate from international studies. But Meghan Markle doesn't speak Spanish. I heard she tried a Spanish suit thing, and it was awful. The Daily Mail gaslights people. Why? That was clearly written by Meghan Markle. Daily Mail is racing with it since Hello magazine, and the vice president reportedly indicated that Francia Marquez would have her first international conference on November 7th and 8th, and nobody will come. She stated she asked them for November, since the visit was to promote the conference, not to attend a music festival. Thus, I'm bewildered because Colombia denies refusing Meghan Markle's ridiculous requests and is contemplating. Daily Mail says they're arriving Thursday. The vice president and Latin American journalists say they're coming in November. I think we'll find out on Thursday, but that's absurd, since the vice president wanted to do it in November for conferences. Meghan Markle will only visit the music festival. How does that relate? They earn so much. Who's lying? Misinformed who? But I'm compiling everything about the street folks, since I have to interpret it. Francia Marquez is in serious trouble. The indigenous people of Colombia rioted and took over Capitol Hill against her because she lies. They've tried to murder her 4 or 5 times. She misled this native community. The woman is ignorant. She's poorly educated. She's from the poorest. I don't know how she survived. She simply promised Colombians everything. She disobeyed. Colombians are tired because they're broke. Like the poor lady said, why are they giving her money? We need cash. We're poor. Colombia is impoverished. This is like England, the UK, and the taxpayers giving Harry £27 million, or $35 million. When Birmingham is bankrupt, they dim the lights and everything. Today's world is insane. People accept it. How come they're taking it that way? This is ridiculous. Therefore, YouTubers must keep talking about it. However, Colombians do not want them. I don't understand how Harry, who's so worried about his lovely, skanky wife, would take her to a dangerous place where every government, even the Colombian, advises against going, but he wants to depart. It's probably to finger the UK, because going to these areas requires extensive security. He wants to seem important. Their obsession with visiting certain sites endangers their lives. It's intriguing to learn when the visit will place. Again, the vice president's official statement invites Harry and Meghan to the international anti-bullying event in November, which is censorship since they're hiding. They call cyberbullying censorship. We live in an unusual period in the UK. Where to get arrested in the UK? Facebook posts get you arrested. Community service makes raping a kid permissible for immigrants. Posting on Facebook or Twitter erases you. You're serving 10 months hard. Does the UK support Harry and Meghan in censorship? It's worrying, because Harry and Meghan have always advocated that they don't want criticism. People are jailed for criticizing. It's occurring now. Criticizing gets people jailed. Critics and outspoken people are intimidated. I don't think we should accept the world's current situation. Who's speaking the truth? I think Meghan Markle wrote that Daily Mail story because she's watching. After we posted that, the Colombian government was rethinking accepting their offer to come to Colombia and not staying at the presidential suite. That article came out a day or two later saying they're staying there and going Thursday. They'll also visit the most risky places. The vice president's official statement indicated they're coming in November, and the Colombian and Latin American press agreed, because Meghan Markle would have to compete with Prince William's Earthshot. If the visit happens, people will riot and be furious. After cleaning them, I'll compile the stuff because some folks use harsh language. They even promised they would fly to Cartagena, Cali, or Bogota to explain. People riot against Francia Marquez. Indigenous people riot in her neighborhood. Harry is willing to risk it. If something happens, they'll say he needs protection. No, should someone pay for his or Meghan's folly? If they stand in the center of the busy road and are hit, let me tell you, lovely folks, there's no Spanish Castellano, not separate languages. The language is the same, okay? Due to her inability to speak it. Stupid Meghan Markle doesn't know that. How can she forget a language? She'll remain silent because she's forgetting everything. But she's clever. Her education is high. That's ridiculous. It seems Meghan walking Harry out on a plank again. Is he of more value alive? Or does a living spouse get the other spouse's inheritance? If not living, ask Meghan. After all, she does have paralegal experience, right? If they don't want them, and they go anyway, arrest them for illegally crossing the border. Maybe she's not dumb. She feels safe saying these things because she thinks we are the dumb ones. So are we stupid? Ha ha ha. Don't believe anything you hear. And only half of what you see has worked for centuries for most who use this method of thinking. She just wants to receive ovations and claps. When people don't do what she wants, she calls that criticism. I still can't understand it. I can see interviews, documentaries, TV shows, invitations from heads of state, royal treatment, and everybody submitting to her demands. This speaks volumes about their lack of character. To go to an impoverished country and make demands is disgusting. Good on the people for rising up. When something isn't right, we must speak out. Certainly, they are desperately trying to be something they are not. They are hanging on by the skin of their fingertips. Taking money from the people of Colombia shows just how greedy they are. Getting my popcorn ready to watch another disaster unfold for them. Everything they do to get attention always blows up in their faces. Besides, I have proof that she knows nothing about French. Exactly. Meghan doesn't understand French either. When she did the commercial for a department store in Canada, she was a real problem to work with. She made them order a pair of designer shoes, which she kept afterwards. The people who worked behind the scenes on the commercial were talking about her in French, and she didn't understand a word they were saying. I've got to say that I'm not surprised that Meghan would go to a dangerous place. A person who has a borderline personality disorder and is a narcissist will always want attention. She gets attention from the lead up, the trip, and the media. She's really good with the love bombing. The older she gets, the worse she will be. Trust me, I know because I was raised by one. So much for privacy. They screen for privacy, now they telling and showing their itineraries. How stupid are these two? I think it should be published how much the visit of these two ex-royals will cost the Colombian people, including flights, security, hotels, travel in the country, food, and entertainment. It should also be explained what benefits the visit these self-enfranchised royals will have for the Colombian people, as it is unclear what the point of it is. Do you agree with my thoughts, or do you have any other ideas or opinions? Please comment below. I can't wait to hear them. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Now, goodbye, and see you again.